welcome to Bedtime Stories with Faraz. Now, today's story is called The Emperor and the Seed. Are you ready? Good, because it's going to be great. Once upon a time, there was an emperor, and he lived in the very far eastern side of the world. Nobody knows where, but he used to live there, trust me. And one day, he realized that he was growing old and he knew it was time to find a successor. That means somebody who's going to be king after him. Instead of choosing one of his assistants or his children, he decided to do something very different. He called all the young people in the kingdom and he gathered them together in front of him and he said, "It is time for me to step down and choose the next emperor. I have decided to choose one of you." The kids were shocked, but the emperor continued, "I am going to give each one of you a seed today, one very special seed, and I want you to plant it and water it and come back here 1 year from today with what you have grown from this one seed. I will then judge the plants that you bring, and the one I choose will be the next emperor." One boy named Abdullah, he was there that day, and like the others, he got a seed. He went home really excitedly and he told his mother the entire story. His mom was really nice. She helped him. She helped him get a pot and the planting soil, and he planted the seed and watered it carefully. And he did this every day. He'd water it and watch it and see if it had grown. After about 3 weeks, some of the other people and some of the other kids started talking, and they said their seeds and their plants were beginning to grow. And Abdullah was very upset because he kept checking his seed, but nothing would ever grow. 3 weeks went by, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks. Still nothing. By now, others were talking about their plants, but Abdullah, he didn't have a plant. And he felt like a failure. 6 months went by and still nothing in Abdullah's pot. He just knew he had killed his seed. Everyone had trees, everyone had plants, but he had nothing. But Abdullah didn't say anything to his friends. He just kept waiting for his seed to grow. He was very patient. A year finally went by, and all the kids of the kingdom brought their plants to the emperor for inspection. Abdullah really didn't want to go, but his mum said, "Take the empty pot, it doesn't matter, and be honest about what happened." So Abdullah, he felt really sick in his stomach. He knew that his mum was right. He took the empty pot to the palace. And when Abdullah arrived, he was amazed to see there were so many different plants grown by the other kids. So many different plants. They were beautiful in all shapes and sizes. And Abdullah put his empty pot on the floor. Many of the other kids started laughing at him. A few felt sorry for him and said, "Hey, nice try." When the emperor arrived, he surveyed the room. He looked around and he greeted the young people. Abdullah tried to hide in the back because he had a very embarrassing pot. He tried to hide in the back. "My, what great plants, trees and flowers you have all grown," said the emperor. "Today, one of you will be appointed the next emperor." All of a sudden, the emperor spotted Abdullah in the back, and he had an empty pot, and he saw the empty pot. He ordered his guards to bring Abdullah to the front. Abdullah was terrified. The emperor knows I'm a failure. Maybe he'll have me killed, Abdullah thought. When Abdullah got to the front, the emperor asked his name. "My name is Abdullah," he replied. All the kids were laughing and making fun of him. The emperor asked everyone to shh. He looked at Abdullah and then he announced to the crowd, "Behold your new emperor! His name is Abdullah!" And everyone couldn't believe it. Even Abdullah himself couldn't believe it. Abdullah could even grow his seed, and how could he be the new emperor? The emperor then said, "1 year ago today, I gave everyone a seed. I told you to take the seed, plant it, water it, and bring it back to me today. I gave you all boiled seeds, which would never grow. All of you, except Abdullah, have bought trees and plants and flowers. When you found that the seed would not grow, you cheated. You put in another seed for the one that I gave you. Abdullah is the only one who was honest. He was the only one with the courage and integrity to bring me a pot with my seed in it. Therefore, he is the one who will be the new emperor. And see, there we go. The Prophet ﷺ said, truthfulness leads to righteousness, and righteousness leads to paradise. And a man keeps telling the truth until he becomes a truthful person. Falsehood leads to al-fujur. What is al-fujur? That's being wicked and doing evil. And al-fujur leads to the hellfire. And a man may keep on telling lies till he is written before Allah as a liar. So, I hope this tells you guys and you kids listening that remember, try your best. It doesn't matter what the outcome is, but be honest. Okay? And until next time, stay tuned for the next episode of Bedtime Stories with Faraz. Assalamu alaikum.